In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on September 14, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Chicago White Sox versus Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland is trying to keep its wildcard hopes alive as it welcomes the Chicago White Sox to Progressive Field on Sunday, and the stakes feel bigger than a typical September game. The Guardians have leaned on run prevention for most of the month, yet they still need timely hits to back it up, and this is one of those spots where every base runner matters. Chicago has been a tough read week to week, but a road win here would tilt the vibe of their whole trip. Chicago's bats have been quiet in this set, only one run across the first 2 games, but the matchup on the mound gives them a path if they execute. Gomez has had a couple of rough patches, yet his pitch mix can work against a lineup that chases when behind in the count, and he does not have to be perfect to be effective. Across the diamond, Cecconi's first look at the White Sox this season went sideways, and if Chicago is patient, they can force him into hitters' counts and drive the ball to the gaps. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago White Sox money line is our full game side pick. Handicapping the total is tougher because both starters have mixed solid work with clunkers lately, and the bullpens will likely decide the last few outs. Recent results have leaned to higher scoring, with the last 2 and 3 of the last 4 landing over the number, yet Cleveland has been a steady under team in 8 of its last 10, which pulls the other way. Chicago is sitting just over 4 runs per game on the season, Cleveland a touch lower, and both clubs have cashed more unders than overs overall. If the Guardians grab an early edge, expect them to shorten the game, go to their leverage arms quickly, and squeeze the final frames. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Tigers versus Miami Marlins. Detroit 84-64 looks to pad its division cushion as it heads to Lone Depot Park on Sunday afternoon to close a 3-game interleague set against Miami 69-79, a finale that doubles as a sweep chance for the home side. I am not eager to sprint to the window with the Marlins against the better roster, and Mazur has not inspired much confidence in limited run. Yet Miami is finishing the week with a little swagger while Detroit keeps slipping, playing down to lesser opponents and letting winnable spots drift. The Marlins have found answers late in games throughout this series. They are making the small plays that tilt margins, and that profile makes the plus number worth a stab for the broom shot. As our first pick for this matchup, the Miami Marlins money line is our full game side pick. Totals lean high by recent form. Detroit has cashed overs in 5 straight, while Miami has done it in 4 of its last 5, and the run rates back it up. The Tigers sit at 4.89 runs per game on the season and 5.33 across their last 3. They are hitting .242 off right-handers, and they draw a starter who has been tagged for 8 runs in 2 home starts, which opens doors for crooked innings. The Marlins average 4.39 per game and have ramped to 7 per game over their last 3. They are batting .29 against righties by your split, and they face a starter who has surrendered 11 runs across his last 3 road outings, which keeps traffic on the bases. These clubs have gone over in 3 of the past 5 head-to-head, and the way both lineups are trending suggests enough combined damage to push this one past the number. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Milwaukee Brewers versus St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals limp into Sunday looking like a club running on fumes, and a trip to American Family Field is not exactly a soft landing. Miles McCollum has had pockets of competence, but his road line tells the story. Through 64.2 innings away from home, he has a 6.54 earned run average and a .320 opponent's average, which is a rough profile against a Milwaukee team that keeps cashing tickets and stacking wins in this park. Jose Quintana has not been bulletproof in Milwaukee, especially at home this year, yet this handicap is less about perfection from him and more about the overall gap between these rosters right now. With the Brewers trending up and St. Louis leaking results, the home side owns the cleaner path. As our first pick for this matchup, the Milwaukee Brewers money line is our full game side pick. The total points to a different angle. Two veteran starters, two lineups that run hot and cold, and a ballpark where Milwaukee is comfortable handing leads to a capable bullpen. That combination leans under 9. Quintana and McCullers both have the tools to keep traffic manageable, limiting free passes and big flies when they are in rhythm, which shortens innings and keeps crooked numbers off the board. St. Louis has also been a lighter bat on the road, with swing and miss showing up early in games, and if neither side jumps the other in the opening frames, run creation should stay choppy into the late innings. Unless someone ambushes a starter, this shapes up as a low-scoring grind decided by leverage arms. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona Diamondbacks versus Minnesota Twins. The series wraps Sunday afternoon at Target Field, with Arizona and Minnesota closing out a quick interleague stopover. It is a day game, travel sits right on the horizon, and both dugouts will be thinking about how to squeeze 9 clean innings out of a pitching staff that has already been busy this week. Arizona's urgency is obvious, Minnesota's pride at home still matters, and that mix usually gives you a tight early script before the bats settle in. The motivations do not match here. Arizona is chasing a wild card with the clock ticking, while Minnesota knows its season ends when the schedule does. Bailey Ober draws the start for the Twins, and even with a full season in the rotation, he has not inspired much confidence. The record sits on the wrong side, and the earned run average north of 5 tells you where the damage has landed. Nabil Crismet has worked only in short windows this year, yet the stuff has looked crisp in those limited looks, and that can be enough when the opponent is stuck in neutral. Arizona should be the aggressor, looking to score first and lean into leverage, which plays in a get-in and get-out getaway spot. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Diamondbacks money line is our full game side pick. Ober is second on the club in innings because someone had to take the ball, not because he has been dominant, and while he can flash command in stretches, the overall line remains ordinary. 2 of his last 3 turns have wandered into trouble, including a rough one against the White Sox, and that leaves a path for Arizona to keep pressure on him with traffic and early counts. Crismet has been solid of late, just not often used, and that limited workload cuts both ways. The arm is fresh, the leash is short, and the bullpen will be on call quickly if the game tilts. Add it up and you can see this moving from a cautious first trip through the order into a more open middle innings pace, which fits a scoreboard that can climb. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Tampa Bay Rays versus Chicago Cubs. The Rays and Cubs finished their 3-game interleague set Sunday at Wrigley, and the energy should be good with a rubber match on the line. Chicago has its ace in form, Tampa Bay has been scrappy, and both dugouts know this one can swing a tough week in either direction. Adrian Houser has been steady for Tampa Bay, and the Rays have cashed his last 5 turns, but I still do not love how they have looked overall this week. Shota Imanaga remains one of the National League's most reliable arms. He has held opponents to 3 or fewer earned runs in 8 straight starts, and his Wrigley split pops 60.2 home innings with a 3.12 earned run average and a .189 opponent average. The matchup lines up the way Chicago wants it, with Imanaga 4-2 at home in 10 starts, while Houser has been less effective away from home with a 1-4 road mark. Add in that Chicago has won 3 of 4 and is pushing for the top wild card slot, and a day crowd at Wrigley 38-31 this season should have them humming. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago Cubs money line is our full game side pick. Totals lean under for Chicago lately. 4 of the last 5 have stayed below, and Imanaga's recent starts have followed the same script, each of his last 5 landing under the number. The shape fits again. Imanaga's Wrigley form trims the risk of big innings, and Houser's overall line, a 3.11 earned run average, usually keeps traffic manageable if he gets early ground balls. With both staffs set up to hand leads to leverage relievers, this profiles as a tight game where 1 or 2 swings decided late rather than a track meet. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.